The action, wild swings for both the stock market and obviously crypto markets. We'll talk a little bit about both here coming up, but it has been a very, very positive session. And now, as the guys were saying there, as we were showing, back to basically break even on the day as we head into the final couple hours of the afternoon. Welcome in if you are joining for the first time. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel as well. We do this for free every single day. It has been a pretty impressive day as far as movement here for stocks overall. Let's have a look at how things stand right now as my board just refreshes here. There we go. 0.29 for the S&P 500. The Dow a full percent to the upside, 0.95. The NASDAQ holding on to decent gains as well, 0.37 back in positive territory at this point. But yeah, we are heading to the downside. What a move this has been. 0.5% here for the TSX. This was 3+% for oil at one point. That was pressuring some of the energy names on the TSX. Bitcoin 9.5%. Absolutely got flushed down to 18,500. We'll talk about this FTX stuff coming up here. Also affecting some of the crypto-related stocks. 14% for Ethereum currently. What a move right across the entire crypto space this afternoon. Here is still a green board, surprisingly, but some of the green that is on this board definitely heading in the wrong direction. We are seeing a little bit of negativity coming through in the communications group. First of all, Take Two, yeah, still 14.7 to the downside for TTWO. EA back to the downside, 2.6%. Warner Brothers, 2% negative on the session as well. A few other notable names in the tech group. It's actually the software group that has been moving back towards break even along with hardware equipment makers. We still have this earnings name here, SEDG, in positive territory on the day, 18%. Enphase has had a pretty good afternoon as well. Still holding on to 3.8% in positive territory. Industrials are still strong. Consumer discretionary stocks are still strong, but heading back to the downside. Remember, NCLH was the one with the earnings this morning in the cruise operator group. It's now RCL. You can see they were just flipping back and forth there. That was leading a second ago there, 3.9% positive on the day, but more negativity, more uncertainty as well. What a move on that. Maybe I'll grab that chart for you so we can have a look. For crypto, what a move back to the downside for BTC. And they all joined the, there it is on the daily chart, but they all joined in. Ethereum we saw on the quote board there with a bigger move. But here it is, 18,500, 18,600 coming into play currently after hitting a high of 20,600, 20,700. What a move on that FTX note. Again, if you missed it, yeah, FTX selling FTX.com specifically to Binance. So their non-US operations getting sold to Binance to shore up some liquidity for the company. Because I guess some of those rumors that were coming through yesterday apparently have some legitimacy to them. So we'll jump into that a little bit more coming up here. Hope your afternoon's going well. It's going to be an exciting one here as we head towards the close. We'll jump into a few things we were discussing in the pre-market. Global Foundries with a big move today, back to the downside as well. We'll touch on that, but it's all about crypto this afternoon. The individual stocks also obviously moving with this, but let's get into a review here. Sean is ready to go. Sean is ready to go? Sean is ready to go. Let's talk about one of his trades from this morning.
We born ready for this, baby. Okay, it's your trade of the day, and it's brought to you by Day Trade the World. Make sure that you highlight that QR code in the bottom right there and start your day trade journey with the best prop firm in the world, Day Trade the World. Okay, so look, we'll make this pretty quick, man. We're short Robinhood right now on that FTX news. We're short Amazon right now, and we're short this guy right here, Tesla. So we've been looking at Tesla pretty much all week, all month, all decade. It's a great stock to trade. Tons of movement, especially for someone like me that's looking to scalp in and out of trades, right? Tesla, so many opportunities. This morning in the AM, I remember I was just sitting here and I was literally like, hey, Brennan, what just happened? I even heard some traders behind us going like, Tesla just fell $4. What's up with that? And then there's a nice little move to the downside. We're already looking short because we're sub 200. I'm making this as quick as I possibly can because honestly, market's starting to move here. As soon as we wrote down these levels, 193, 194, I was actually looking to get short off the sticky note around 195, 196 area into yesterday because no matter what we were doing, today the market's been, now we're starting to head down, but the market's been up all day and Tesla's been down all day. That was even true in the pre-market. So we were just looking short. We didn't have any of this. This all comes, right away off the open. It just keeps on tanking. Unfortunately, there's the move right there on the electric vehicle on the 40,000 car recall. If I can get that out. There's the move down, off open, people just start selling it. And then we do our normal strategy these days. And that is wait. Wait till there's some sort of an area of development for the support. So that's exactly what we did. In this case, it's resistance. Nice little bump back up. Then we just started shorting 190. As it breaks back down through 190, we start to get some decent trades on, right? Taking $1, taking 50 cents, taking $1 again, makes all the way down. And then in the chat, it was like, yo, 187 has been the bottom for Tesla. I don't know where that's come from. We'll look back to see if there's some sort of historical levels there, but 187 gets hit there. Then look, boom, right back up, reloaded again at 190, bring it all the way back down. That out, 188.50. That out, 188 on the way back up. We were feeling kind of bad on the first show when we got out there because it did come back and test 187 again. But then look, all the way back up to the upside, but like a thief in the night, we wait. We wait for it to develop a level again. Look at this, 195. We don't start to short. We could have shorted there, 195, but we come back and just start shorting again. Short, short, short. We did have one time it took 195. We got out. But look at this, reloaded, in right there, 194 out, 194.50, only 50 cents, right? Then there's $1.50 on that short. Then it tanks all the way down. We still didn't get out. What was I thinking? We were $4 in the money right there and touched VWAP. We didn't get out. That's okay. We tried to reload again and we missed the reload. I'm sitting there at 90. I don't know how I missed that reload. Wick top. We're going to find out what that price is. But boom, down it comes again. Right there, 192.60. So we're still short Tesla. Again, the best things to learn from this trade of the day is we had our mind that we wanted the short. We wanted the short early because, again, drops down, boom. So we're not looking long, especially in a strong, which was a strong market. We definitely wanted Tesla shorting any of these pops. Pop 1, pop 2, pop 100, wait for it to go up there to 195, take the short, and now we're 250 in the money on this Tesla trade. It's your trade of the day, and I like it a lot.
What a move, yeah, for all of these today, including Tesla that was back on that this morning. We were expecting some Chinese numbers as well, so just be prepared. They're supposed to come out at some point today. It might be overnight once some of the Chinese markets get up and underway. Chinese manufacturing and delivery numbers from Tesla as well as that 40,000 recall. Hit that link if you haven't done so already. Just rewind a little bit, hit the link, put your email in there. We'll send you the watch list every single day for absolutely nothing. Here is Robinhood right now, just making a new day low. Yeah, unbelievable move. This thing actually popped along with Coinbase. We'll talk about both coming up here. I wanted to show you this to start things off, though. This is SBF's Twitter. Yes, he has a blue check mark. Probably not paying $8. Yeah, they've reached an agreement with Binance to sell FTX.com, which is the non-US operations of FTX. So that caused this headline with, you saw Hood downside here. But yeah, I want to bring in Coinbase on this as well, because the initial move, guys, was actually to the upside. And then we say, okay, hold on a second. What if this entire industry is a bit of an issue right now on the liquidity side of things, and everything goes right back to the downside, along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of the coins, even FTT, which is FTX's coin, last I saw was down 47% on the day.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I don't know if we're having problems with the stream or not. Some people talking about that. If you ever have a problem with the stream, please just hit refresh, because we're doing the best that we can right now. And yeah, Brendan, it's been quite the fail. Oh, I'm on Amazon right now. Robinhood is where I went for this trade. you know, we could have shorted Coinbase for sure. But again, we just thought about it. I want to give a shout out to, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but right behind us there. It was identified on our floor, and it was just like, what in the world is going on with Robinhood? And then I thought to myself, wait a second, the Sam Bankman-Fried dude is in Robinhood. He's taken a minority stake. I don't even know if you knew that. Took a minority stake here in Robinhood. I don't know. I'll have to find out the percentage. Maybe if we could get that, that'd be cool. But I was just like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. If there's some sort of insolvency or something like that happening with FTX, then obviously that SBF and FTX rumor of either trying to take over Robinhood or something's probably not gonna happen. So yeah, man, I just went right over there and I had to pay for shorts. And it's funny because Arun was sitting here, I was doing so much. I was in Tesla, talking to the guys behind me, doing this, doing that. I thought I paid for them. And then I went to short it, and I was like, uh-oh, didn't pay, and I had to go back into the system. So thanks, Brendan. 7.6% in Robinhood for SBF. But yeah, so we could have been shorter here, 1070s, 1060s when we broke that. By the time they finally loaded up, it was 1050. We got a lot of shares short there, man. And the funny thing is because it was SSR, look at this. Like I tried to punch short 49, 50s, 51s. Like as soon as I didn't get the short here because I didn't pay for it, then I paid for it. Took a minute or two to get those loaded up. And then once it hit 50, I was just like, let me go, let me go, let me go. But then it was SSR. So we had to wait for it to bump up. Once it came back up, like I said, we had so many shares. We got a bunch out here in the 40s, then a bunch down here. And let me zoom back out again just to show you this sort of, you know, how dramatic this move is. And then now, we still have some shares on board. I mean, we wish we still had them all on board. But there's the drop down for Robinhood. I say you stay in this name now. I mean, we're out of it. We only have like less than 10% left of what we had. But there it is, man. Down to $10 for Robinhood. The story's not going to stop. We've been talking about Robinhood's outperformance in the market for a while. There it is today. Comes back to life, man. There's always black swans everywhere. Like, who would have thought this would happen? Actually, I saw this last night that there was a problem with FTX coin. They talked about that. No idea how dramatic it would be going to the downside. But it's Robinhood, man. I picked on it. Unfortunately, this time, we robbed from the rich, which was Sam Bankman-Fried, and we give it to the poor, which is us retail traders, back down to the downside there. So Robinhood today, thank you. Come again. We'll see what happens at the $10 mark. But hey, man, it definitely rifled up my net there, and I want to give a big shout out to the guys behind us because, you know, without that, I wouldn't have realized it. We had to go in there. We paid for shorts, and good thing we did, man. It was like a cent a share. I know you don't pay for shorts, but it wasn't that expensive for Robinhood. We took advantage of it, and it's a nice little downside move. And go Amazon. We've got some nice shorts on right now. And our $3 Tesla trade is coming on board. Ooh, Arun. We just bouncy once again off 191.50. Damn you, Sam Bankman-Fried, distracting me from getting out of that Tesla trade. But maybe 192 we just get out, my man. And we'll deal with this later. But there's good Tesla trade on the downside.
Yeah, continuing on with the crypto part of this, I'm looking at Coinbase. Coinbase, you know, I was sitting here trying to take a nap. I hear Brad going nuts over his Coinbase position because it was skyrocketing to the upside. I started paying attention to it after that. I'm like, okay, 54, that could be nice, but the risk is, you know, up to 59 and change. It's still going down. So now the level to watch is going to be these lows, the day lows in front of 49. If we can get through 49.5, we probably are going to take a look at those lows and see if we accelerate to the downside, because now this is a nice little low break into the afternoon after a move that actually should have gotten a lot of shorts out initially. So I keep an eye out on Coinbase, because this thing could get hotter, because it's been pretty hot already. It could get hotter as we go through those lows. So keep an eye on that. Futures bouncing. We'll talk about futures when we come back to it, because I do have a plan of action here for the futures and how it's been moving. So yeah, we'll just go on to the next topic there, Brendan.
Arun, just jump to the market here quickly before we go on to NVIDIA. I mean, there were some comments that came through from the ECB talking about the recession over in Europe and how bad it's going to be, and a technical recession would be best case scenario. That seemed to come around the same time as this move to the downside came. It also came around the same time as the move to the downside in Bitcoin happened as well. So maybe just panic across the board. But what are you looking at here?
Okay, so I mean, the timing of this is interesting to say the least, but also on a day like today where you have election results coming in, after the market closes. For the most part, you're going to get some movement here and there. In this case, we actually got a decent rally, surprisingly, a decent rally in the morning. But the fact that we're now starting to get a little bit volatile as we go into the end of the day, as we get closer to the final parts of trading this session, a lot of people are trying to position up or unload positions, whatever they're trying to do going into results, right? That'll be digested throughout the late session, I guess the overnight session, 6 p.m. going into tomorrow morning. We'll come back at 8:30 and we'll deal with this. The way the market's been going up, and I mentioned this off the top here, when we started this morning at 9 a.m., I'm like, what are my levels? I'm like, well, I got 38.70 up top. I've got 37.70 down below. If we're above 40 and we have a reason to short, I'd like to look for a short. Flip side of that is if we're underneath 38.10, I'd like to look for a long if we have a reason to do that, right? Okay, so we were running strong, had no reason for a short at all. But then you get that move inside the zone that was already expecting sell side action. So the fact that we finally got through all of this, now I'm looking to short bounces back into the 30s, the 35s, the 40s. I just don't want to pay 20s. So I do want shorts, but I don't want them here, preferably 30s and higher against the 70, and see if we can't get a move down towards the lower band. Preferably breaking 3,800, setting off some stops and into the 90s would be my ideal trade. So that's kind of the plan of action here for me, is shorting these bounces. I'm going to start piecing them in, starting at 30 and then work that way through. Keep in mind, trading like this also means I'm putting up a decent amount of risk here, because if I start at 30 and I'm telling you my stop is 70, that's a 40-point risk. Obviously, I trade a little differently, so I'm okay with that risk. Just be aware that this is going to be a wide range I'm working with, but that is kind of my idea going into this day, especially towards the end of the day. And it's entirely possible that this market, although it came back down, 30, 40 points, it could easily go back to the highs. There's nothing stopping it, really. It's just a matter of how are we going to trade this end of the day going into results. And I think I'm going to play on the short side. I think that's the better play. The reason I say that also, Apple was weak. Remember this morning, Apple was a laggard when it comes to strength as the rally was getting going, and then Tesla was also dragging the market down. The fact that we have some big heavyweights not participating or being dragged finally at the end of that rally makes me think the downside is going to be a much easier trade. So I'm going to lean on the downside. I just need to get the prices that I'm looking for.
It feels like definitely some uncertainty going into the remainder of the day here. For the overall market, let's talk about NVIDIA. When we sat down today, it looked strong. It seemed strong. It was up after not one but two different upgrades here. One from Bank of America saying Q4 compared to Q3 is going to be much, much better, and the overall condition of the market going to be better for chips going forward. They also came out and said they have a brand new chipset that is going to meet all of the new criteria needed to be sent to China. So there was a couple of different positive notes here for NVIDIA today.
All right, yeah, we didn't trade NVIDIA. I mean, one of my top stocks is going to be AMD. Just going to say slap a fail. We'll slap an alert on it. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't give Tesla back down to that 190, 150. It went down, then took 192, and we were able to get out. So now it's busting up. Okay, so that's not so bad. Don't feel so bad anymore about where we got out of our Tesla. But now out of Tesla, off of a 195 short, out 192. We'll ring the register down there for $3. So far, so good on that trade. We actually... Right, so that's what it was. I was gonna say, I think we just gave some money back here in AMD, and we did, because we were testing the long again down here. We have a lot of, there's a lot of trades, man. And my best trade obviously is down here, which is why AMD is green for me today. We're able to pick up some bottoms down here at 63. Just noticing we just bottomed at 63 again. What am I even doing here? Looking at this, I was watching out for Tesla. But see, the thing is that going long, well, the market is basically in this zone right here. I mean, Arun just talked a little bit about the market. It's troubling, unless you do have that rock solid level there. So, you know what? AMD today, nice little move to the upside. Still holding on, but by a scratch, man. I mean, we were trading AMD long side because of the fact that it was just so strong early. Now it's basically equal with the market, but no surprise that NVIDIA holding up there. NVIDIA, better news today. It's obviously the news catalyst that created some stocks like Micron, Taiwan Semi, NVIDIA, SMH, etc., all the way back up to the upside. So NVIDIA is still holding out pretty strong here at 144, but Again, some of these tops, we probably don't see them again today. 148.50 and whatnot. NVIDIA still remaining pretty strong. What a great move it's had in the last month, man. I mean, really, like 115 bottom up to 150. That's a great little move there. So no surprise that you get some money coming out here of NVIDIA. But yeah, I prefer to trade AMD. It's just something that I'm more comfortable with. It's something that I've traded a little more often. But you're getting close, man. You take down this 144, which is about to do right now, and it opens up down to 140. So no matter what the news, this kind of a market move here, it's very, very hard for a tech name to hold this up, right? This is the NASDAQ now going red, it looks like maybe soon, as opposed to the ES, which actually is very similar now. The NASDAQ was outpacing the ES quite nicely earlier. Now you're both hovering around zeros. So for me, AMD is a good trade. And actually, I'm debating getting long right now off of 63 just because of the technical bottom that we have. Quick in, quick out possibly here on AMD.
Yeah, with NVIDIA, it's just the way it's moving around, it's a tough one because it's got strength multiple days in a row now. And this pullback is still keeping it positive, and it's still falling into strength or some decent support levels that we've kind of established on the way up. So although today doesn't look good, or at least the latter half of this session doesn't look good for NVIDIA, I think there's some decent strength that you can work with in the next. We're breaking 144,
wow.
but around 143, 142, we should get some more support going all the way down to 140. So the next few dollars down on NVIDIA should bring some support. So if there's a reason for a long as the futures market breaks down now towards 10, I'm not getting these fills, am I? Oh my God. So as this market breaks down to the downside,
wow,
they should have some strength. If NVIDIA can hold up through all of this and still stay above these 140s, there's a chance for a long here on NVIDIA. But for the time being, respect the strength. I mean, it's to the sell side clearly. So we're going to back off of any idea on NVIDIA. And me specifically, I'm going to focus as much as I possibly can on trying to get some future shorts here, which I keep on missing. But here we are at 10 now and getting closer and closer to that 3,800.
All right, let's talk about Lyft here. Market day lows, market now negative. Lyft, yeah, following suit. Day lows here coming into play, down 24% now on the day, following just a mess of an earnings report forecast, even worse. All of this group under pressure here today off of this report, guys.
Oh, man. Shout out to Randy. Thank you so much for that. Nice warm coffee. And I guess the honey worked. I mean, my throat feels pretty good right now heading into the close. First of all, what a disaster that was on AMD. My bad. We tried 63. It broke 63 almost a minute. It was almost like a minute later. These are all the same candle. Like, see, Arun, this is how you know there's a problem with your read. And it's not that it's a bad read. It's just like in the same minute, you get in and get out in the same minute. And it was a good job that we did that because we saved ourselves about 10 or 15 cents as of where we are right this second. Okay, I left Lyft alone. It's not even on my radar today, although it was obviously in the news. I mean, you know, you can't ignore that. Wow, we just got out of some Amazon down there at, well, it's right here now, 89. Look at this, reloaded it. Nice little move to the downside as this market is starting to really get hit here. All right, Lyft. Look, ridership down. They missed by, I think, a penny or so. They also guide forward negative. So negative guide. They missed on earnings. The revenues are still pretty good, though, 1.05 billion. They missed by that by a slight amount. It was 1.06 billion, what they're looking for. But Lyft continues to get beat up. It just took it down. And again, there's just so much happening. Its past 52-week low was 1080. We just took that. And when we did, we slammed it down. So there it is. Here's the 52-week low past right here. We just took it out right now. So downside movements coming on Lyft. Honestly, I have so many bigger fish to fry right now, but Lyft on the downside, great move, continuing to go, should have shorted it. What else can I say about that? It's a disaster, similar to Palantir. I mean, Uber's probably off today on that number as well. Uber's a much different beast because they have different businesses, not just the driver. They got the food spot and things like that, but you're down here now 2.6%. I still like Uber Freight. But again, I'm not buying, wow, this is right at the low of the day as well right now. I don't want to buy any of these names right now. I just feel like if you're in names, you want to be in companies that are actually making money. Uber and Lyft don't qualify as that. So for me, it's a hard pass on all that. One name that is making money is Amazon, but it's not making too much money, I guess. it's getting killed again right now, Amazon. Amazon's 52-week low is 88.04. What a great move Amazon had recently, back up to the upside. If I look at a 5-minute chart, right there, we got to 92, we got to 95 there. Wow, a lot of trading happening for me on Amazon. We got back to 97, but right there, 88 coming into play right here on its 52-week low for Amazon. So pretty disastrous right now as we look at this name. I'm gonna cover another piece, man. 88.60, this is disaster strikes here. The NASDAQ, Arun, we were just, remember I was just like, oh, are we gonna go red or are we not? We just cranked a hell of a lot lower right there. Wow, this market today, bad news in crypto land, definitely coming through over here to equity land.
Yeah, I mean, Lyft, there's not a whole lot you can say with Lyft. It was just, down move, sideways action, and then late session breakthrough 11. I actually saw when it broke through 11, I started offering mid-90s. I didn't get filled. I mean, I wasn't going to chase it either, but now it's at 65. There's only one trade to be made, especially with the way it was trading after you had that news from 14. It had to be that 11 break, and once you missed that 11 break, that was the end of that. So I mean, there really isn't much left to do with here with Lyft. I think 11 break, it was either that or nothing. As I say that, futures market now is breaking 3,800 and still continuing to the downside. Okay, so the one thing I can say about the futures market right now is that we are starting to enter some potential support zones here. So there could be something underneath 3,800 that helps a bounce. So now that I've missed my entry on the short side, we're too far away from potentially catching that. I'm going to see if this market can give me enough to find a long here. Obviously, strength to the downside means I'm going to be very selective, but at the same time, I'm aware that there's potential down here for a bounce. Let's see if the market finds some strength here and at least some support, and then catch a bounce from that. But for now, respect the strength, potential longs on the table if we can get some decent action underneath 3,800.
Just be aware, FDX, not FTX, but the actual stock, FedEx, big flush there on volume down to 157.50. There's an investor event that's going on right now. The CEO's speaking out apparently. So just a heads up on FDX, not FTX. There's the note from Tesla. 40,000 US vehicles getting recalled this morning on a power steering issue. Didn't seem, it didn't sound, Randy's here. It didn't seem like it was a big issue, power steering, right? He doesn't have a mic. But guys, it did cause that move that we saw, Sean, to the downside in the pre-market.
We don't have an extra mic? Let's give the man a mic. You can have my mic. You know what I'm saying, Arun?
Give him your mic.
I'm gonna give him my mic. We have a mic. If he wants to come on, he can come on there. I'm just joking. We have like 10 extra mics. Okay. All right. So unfortunately, I'm gonna slap a big fail right across. Where's my? That's not on my face. That's close enough. Frustrated. Why? Oh, why? Diamond-handed. I am not. We had this short. Absolutely ridiculous as the market falls. We were just short 195. I should be telling you I'm $6 in the money, but unfortunately we took $3. We got out at 192. You saw me do it. Tesla was your trade of the day. The rest is history, as they say, man. It's gone. See you later. Bitcoin right now $500 away from its all-time low. 52-week low on Bitcoin, now $500 away. And I don't know, Tesla just whatever, man. It's getting destroyed with the market. It's always been relatively weak. That's what we talked about when we went up there on stage and did this little rundown for you. We've already shorted this area once, 190. We cashed out on that. Our best out is 188. And then we just shorted 195, and my best out is 192 with a big like L over my face, because honestly, it bounced there and it bounced there. Like I saw that, I had flashbacks of 187 there, and I just didn't want to see it go back up because I did that right there. We should have got short again. We were pennies away. Like it went to 194.90. I'm at 194.90, so we should be way in the money here. I'm frustrated with this trade, but yeah, Tesla continues to fail, man. As soon as we broke that 200 level, it was see you later. Tesla's been an absolute dumpster fire the last month and a half or so. It was just at 300. Now it's sub 200 and going lower. Everyone sort of thought that maybe since this Twitter thing was settled up, we would have more focus maybe on Tesla and not having to sell shares versus having to sell shares. focusing on one company versus another, but I don't think that that matters at all right now. Tesla just getting hit here to the downside, down 4%. I still think you short it every single day. I'm coming in tomorrow with short glasses on as well on this name, and I just want to be short in here. You know, like, look at Amazon. Like, just got to give the stink face. Like, this is down to 88. We're short 90 right now. This name just is just falling. Like, we're at 52-week lows. I mean, there's not much else to say. The NASDAQ's not near 50. Well, NASDAQ 52-week low could come into play at some point. But yeah, Amazon just getting absolutely destroyed to the downside. Oh yeah, and by the way, Robinhood, you're 1 penny away from seeing that $10 level disappear. It just broke 10 and came back. We got a fill down here at 10.02. Nah, man, I don't want to get out of this. Any bump up in Robinhood, we're just going to get more shares. Let's see if... So mad about Tesla though, but whatever. Good day for me. Tesla's my number one, second name today for me, but Robinhood, a big name. There it is. See you later. Just breaks 10, man. I don't have any targets in mind for this. We're short at 1050. We should be short a lot earlier than that. But you want to say anything about Tesla there, my man?
I think you traded this pretty well in the morning and towards the end of the day. So I think there's not much for me to say. There's only one trade I was looking for, which was the 195. Never got it. In the morning, in the afternoon, I wasn't even looking in that direction. So I think we'll just stick with what you had said and you had shown in your trades on Tesla.
All right. Are we ready for Randy again, or is? Oh, they're just talking. Okay, well, you let me know when they're ready to go over there. You can just talk to me in my ear. Oh, they're good. They're good. Okay, over to the big desk. Does Randy have a mic? Let's find out.
Yeah, Randy got a mic. We were just talking about Aston Martin, actually, but I wanted to get your opinion anyways on this. I mean, 40,000 vehicles, not a lot. They delivered 300 and, what was it, 60,000?
Yeah, I mean, what's 40? Ford has recalled that, what, last week?
Yeah.
Like Transits and
F-150s.
Volkswagen, 250,000 vehicles they recalled last week for a tire pressure sensor.
And I think it's like the second one of this size in as many months. Anyways, there was this note as well. China sales, total China sales, 1.86 million. That's down, or it's up 7.2% year over year. But that 7.2 number, I was reading, is the smallest year to date on a month over month basis. So that's not Tesla specific, that's total.
Total.
But we're supposedly going to get Tesla specific numbers coming out of China. I mean, is this a big deal? 17-month low yesterday for the stock. Again, today we're at 52-week lows, obviously, if we were yesterday. Is this a big deal at this point?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you got to separate the noise from the news, separate Twitter and Musk from Tesla production.
Yeah.
Gigafactory 4 still not quite at full production. They're 80%. COVID's still maybe a thing, supplier issues here and there, but just give it a little runway.
Yeah, I mean, market conditions not helping with this at all.
No.
Randy came over here just to enjoy his coffee and just to have a nice afternoon, and we obviously put him to work. But thanks, Randy.
It happens.
Appreciate it. Let's talk Square, guys, shall we? Because, I mean, this is going to be affected with this move in crypto, no?
What move in crypto? Oh my God. So to answer your question, I think it would be affected a little bit here. Let's go over and have a quick look at this said stock here. Block, AKA Square, just continues, man. I mean, we looked at 65. It's funny because when we went off the air, I was reading this list with Arun. I was like, okay, AMD 64 long, yep, that's good. Tesla short, yep, that's good. Square long, yep, that's good. Microsoft long, and you know what a difference a couple hours makes here. As there goes Square. Ooh. Okay, good thing we called this up. Looking at $60, I'm going long Square right now against that $60 mark. The market is starting to bounce up a little bit. Let's take a couple shares. We'll just punch right into Square right now off this. I like this. Whenever I see something like this, especially back down to a $60 level, that's been pretty key. Let's see if we can't just go long here and catch a little bit of a windfall on the Square long. But okay, not bad. What was the news today with Square? I wrote it down here. Oh, positive from BMO, right? And then another price target coming through. They gave it a 60% window to the upside. So again, good talk. Okay, Square just ripped up 20 cents. We're in the money on that one right there. That looks like a good buy. Good. Thanks for talking about Square right now. We got that hopefully not at the bottom, almost at the bottom. We're now long Square off that move. So look. Nice price upgrade today for them. They've been getting really beat down. You got to play off key levels like I feel like we just did there at 60. It can take 60 though, and when it does, 51. They was just at 51 last week, so big upside move there. Obviously, PayPal's making some nice moves as well. Square's been off. On the daily, it's had 3 or 4 nice days in a row, giving it that breakout. If you take away today, you know, you were, like I was saying, down here to 51, 54, then 60, then 62, and then today you touched 65. So it's been a nice little move there for Square off the bottom of 50, but this was a $300 name at one point. So again, absolutely killed on the downside on the way down. So if you want to pick something up, I feel like Square doesn't have anything about it that makes it super special. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they're a buyout candidate or not, but I feel like we want to keep watching Square. Nice move off 60, play off key levels. So that's what I'm doing. We're long right now on Square. What's up to Ron Miller? That just popped in there out of nowhere. Thank you, Mr. Ron Miller. No note, but I want to give a big shout out to you. Thank you for the $50, man. Definitely helping to improve things around here. Thank you, Ron Miller, for that. May all your trades be profitable, my friend.
Yeah, Square, going back to Square, we talked about this. I'm not a fan of this type of movement in Square, not just Square, but in this type of movement in stocks, the way the chart's been moving with constant moves, attempted moves up with retracements, and then slowly kind of just chugging along, trying to get higher, but really can't get going. So the fact is, the way I wanted to work with this is, the only way I would work with this is 57 was going to be my my horizontal stop. If we got something south of 60 that's set up on the long, maybe that makes sense on the potential buy side. But for the time being, I'm trying to avoid anything north of 63. Now we're back into 60s. There could be something coming here on Square that you could set up. But again, it's got to be priced as close to 60 as possible to make the risk make sense, because 60 to 57, 3 points up top, you can at least get 3 points. And if not, if the high goes, you can probably get 2 times that at 66. So I think for me, Square has to be priced somewhere around 60, potential longs, and it's got to be done here, trying to avoid all these tops. If there is going to be support, it's got to come through these 60s to make the long make sense.
We're just quickly here on Square. I'm long. I'm now in the money 40 cents. We just took this trade. I want to tell you that I'm going to be taking out a piece here if we get back to 61. The market is making a nice move back up to the upside. So if we can get anywhere near 61, which we just got to 90. So I was actually waiting at 97. Just giving you guys a little quick update there, as hopefully we can find a chicken dinner winner in this Square trade. As long as we get up to 61, hey man, we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, because right now it's a nice upside move, but it is giving a little bit back. And then we did get another piece out on Robinhood. The lowest this thing went was $9.95. So on the break back above 10, we did take another piece out, but who knows where it's going from here. And then Starbucks was a reload right down there at 91.78. So we just reloaded that Starbucks. Nice little move. Whoa, up to 40s and 50s now? Okay, Starbucks nicely in the money as well. What's up, Brandon?
The insolvency rumors coming thick and fast now. Here's SI, guys, on a big flush, down 25%. Just seeing a couple of people circulating a note saying they could have liquidity issues now as well.
Everyone's got liquidity issues now.
Like we talked about this. I mean, I don't know where people are holding their crypto, but this is a good time to go into Amazon and type in hardware wallet or type in cold storage. And what I mean by that is you do not have to hold your coins or your tokens on exchange. Like I have a Trezor, there's lots of people that have these hardware wallets, and basically they hold all the coins, and because it's a coin and it's on Ledger, you can write it over to your hard wallet there, and then it's off exchange. So when Silvergate or whoever, well, I know Neil likes this name, I hope he's not in it, I don't know, $38. Oh my gosh, wasn't it? I know, look, I know we're down 20%, Brendo just mentioned. Oh my God, I almost threw up in my mouth there a little bit looking at that chart. But yeah, I mean, this was a name that I thought Neil was talking about at a Hyundai. We'll get him. He's going to be coming back tomorrow, Neil. But I know this is a name. I hope he's out of it. Just like I was so happy to see that I was out of Coinbase, to be honest with you. But there it is. Nice move to the downside. I don't want to trade this today. I think you got to let these things settle down a little bit. Because when you're going to get insolvency rumors, like all it takes is for these guys to let the NYSE know, and next thing you know, it's halted, and you're caught on the long. So I feel like if you're going to trade Coinbase today, I don't know about Coinbase insolvencies or anything like that, but I would say, let's go Coinbase. It's going to look the same. I would say that you definitely want to hold your coins close to your chest. Watch out, man, for all this. So FTX already locked out some of their customers, or Binance did. They stopped processing the FTT coin, which is theirs. So I don't know, man. This gives me chills a little bit because it's nerve-wracking. Like, so many people are going to lose so much money in all of this that really crypto, anybody calling it a scam, and I'm not going to say you win or anything like that, but I thought Sam Bankman-Fried, we had him on the show. He was like a really legit dude. He spoke in front of Congress and all that stuff. So I don't want to mistalk about what's happening at FTX, but that's obviously not a great sign. If you just Google smartest guy in crypto right now, I don't know if no name will come up, but definitely his name would be up there as well. So that's a little disturbing, and I think that makes sense that people are now nervous about everything. Square just stopped at 90 again. What's the difference between 97 and 90? I'm going to see if I can get a piece out here on Square.
Yeah, I mean,
we done the rundown already?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, we finished with...
But let me go back to hard wallet, because so what that is, and I really think it's worth it, man. Go into Amazon, especially. I shouldn't have to tell you this, especially if you do hold a lot of money in crypto. But like, even if you hold $5,000 or $1,000, these things are like $90. I don't know what they are now, but I got one for Christmas a while ago. And if you're planning on, like, sure, you don't get to stake your coin on exchange, which some exchanges will pay you 3-4%, something like that, for staking. But what you're going to do is hold your money and your crypto. It's just like a normal wallet, man. It's just you have your money in your wallet instead of in a bank. So if there's a run on banks, then you're not lining up to get your money out of the bank because it's already held, in your hand physically, right? So that's the most physically that you can have control over your coins. And there'd be no better time. And I know, Brendan, we're working on getting some more crypto guests to come through, but that would be awesome just to hear people talking. There it is. Yes, sir. Hit the siren alert right there. Square, nice trade. I hope you guys got that with me. Off that 60 bottom right there. And this is the thing. You can trade beat up names, right? You can trade beat up names. You just got to wait. Like, I was going to say nothing about Square. We went right over to it. Thankfully, it was on the rundown. This is where I got to talk to Mr. Noss about this, Michael Noss from Trade Ideas, because would love to get a scanner that would have told me that Square was at the low of the day there. Pretty easy to do that, low of day scanners, so something like that. But right there, Square goes right back, bumped up, and now we're a dollar. Now we're 50 cents in the money off Square, so let's see if that one can continue to go. And by the way, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried right now, Robinhood still making new lows, man. I'm just going to put a bid out right now, Arun, because honestly, man, I put a bid at 81, and as soon as I bid it, it just cranks it lower. This has been, again, hit the damn sirens, man. This has been a great trade to the downside here for Robinhood. Couldn't have painted it any better, man. Nice little move to the downside. This has been such a great day for me. The only thing that's missing is the fact that we're not U.S. citizens, and we didn't win that $2 billion Powerball or Super Ball or whatever that's called there, when apparently the guy, it was $2.2 billion. I tweeted out that apparently you're only going to get 600 million of that, but someone corrected me and said it's about 900 million.
How though? Because you lose half the taxes.
It's 54% in tax, they said.
But then you also lose a chunk when you take the lump sum. So it can't be half. It's got to be less than half.
I think when people say lump sum, I don't know. I can find the tweet. I don't know if it's right.
It's probably like $1 billion lump sum, and then you got to pay taxes on that, no?
Well, I mean, the win was 2.2 billion, and then if you take a lump sum, then you got to think about what that is, and then you pay tax on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no way it can be half. That doesn't. Anyways,
lump sum is half, and then tax is
well,
half.
we don't know if lump sum's half. They got to do their
time
value of money calculation on whatever.
900 million, something like that. But hey, look, I mean, 900 million
Yeah, I mean,
It's a few contracts short there, making that kind of cash. But congratulations. I think it was someone in Southern California that wound up winning it. But okay, back to the market, man. Things are continuing to fall down. My best out, I'll give it back to you in a second. Just want to talk about Amazon. I don't know if you have anything short or not right now, but our best out for Amazon, and we're light. Well, I have less than 10% now. Uh-oh. Throat monster coming back. Less than 10% here left for Amazon. So we'll see where it goes. But 89.20 right now back upside. I'm going to get more short, but I'd like to see this come back into the upside. Looks like we might have had a bad couple outs on Robinhood because we are just continuing to go downside right now. Square also bouncing off 61, and Starbucks. What a great trade that was, man. We bought that dip right there. Not only that, but we also bought down here earlier on Starbucks, let it go all the way to the top, and now average back in on the downside. So yeah, a couple good trades going on for me right now. We'll look at some more. If anybody has some more ideas, put them in the chat. Federal tax rate on lottery is 37. So I don't know. I'm just reading what's happening in the chat here. So I guess, like us, you got to pay a provincial and a federal and then the lump sum. So yeah, it probably is significantly.
Probably 600 million.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted at. Someone said
somewhere
680 million, something like that.
Yeah, after everything's said and done, lump sum
Poor
taxes,
guy.
blah, blah, blah.
Poor guy.
Hey, you're still 600 million.
family.
You're halfway. You're more than halfway to becoming a billionaire if you win that. So
Might have more money than Kanye now.
Well, you may have more money than Kanye. Maybe you can buy out his. You can help him out. Maybe he needs some help. Who knows?
I heard there was a GoFundMe for Kanye. If anyone pays for that, that's hilarious. Okay, Brendo.
We're on this FTX story, guys. This just it was a little while ago, but worth a note. Apparently, FTX saw $6 billion in withdrawal requests in a 72-hour period, according to an internal memo. So $6 billion. That's why they had some issues with processing so much over the past couple of days.
Yeah, $6 billion. That's probably SBF himself getting out. Like, how much money? $6 billion? Like, what's the market cap of some of these guys in the first place? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous as I take in other hauls.
The only thing I'm going to say about crypto, and everyone, I think it's been made very clear where I stand on crypto. I love the blockchain, but I think crypto is just ridiculous. For anyone reading or thinking about crypto and all this craziness surrounding it, read about the Dutch tulip mania. For a lot of you guys who may know those manias in history, we never learned from history, but the Dutch tulip mania is going to be something very similar that you can probably immediately relate to, right? That's the way I see it. Every time I hear crypto, I'm like, that's it. That's what I see. Regardless, people have made a ton of money, and now people are losing a ton of money on crypto. I think it's just, I'm just going to leave it be. Anyways, Hood has obviously broken 10. Sean, when we were looking at it, when you called it out, initially you were scrambling to get your shorts on, it was what, 1050? And now it's at 975, 75-cent winner, straight trend to the downside. Futures market bouncing off. While that's happening, futures market bouncing off of that 3,800, that zone that we're looking at for longs. They won't give me the short, and they won't set it up for me on the long side because they're moving very quickly. So we're back here at 25 and 30. I can't do anything now. The shorts up here would have been nice, nothing. Longs down here would have been nice, nothing. Now we're back here. So here we are going into the end of the day, getting close to the end of the day, final hour and change, and we're right back to where we started this morning at 8:30. So here we are kind of waiting for this market to maybe make a move, late session move again, maybe back to the upside. Regardless, as you guys can see on the position board, I have nothing. I'm done. Like, I made my money on the longs this morning, ENPH, AMD, Apple, and Take-Two. I'm done. Actually, Take-Two was pretty flat, though, because I kind of gave up on that fairly early. Still may cover the spread, but wasn't carrying it too far. Futures market now, as it bounces back, maybe there's a late session push back into the 40s and 50s, at which point I'll start looking at the shorts again. So we'll kind of leave this be and come back to it. There's bound to be a trade at some point. If you guys think there's trades that potentially could happen before the end of the day, that's something that's setting up, let me know. I'll take a look at it and see if I can't find a trade. But otherwise, I'm going to be waiting for either shorts north of 40 or longs potentially around that 3,800.
Yeah, look, man, kind of a violent day today, needless to say. You're back to positive now. We were just talking about, like, some of these moves that are happening intraday are really like stuff for the ages, man. Like, I mean, this, and today's not even that big of a deal. It's just like, we were just talking about the NASDAQ being down 0.4. Like, you're moving 3, 4, 5% up and down every single day. Like, the way it travels, we used to have a roller coaster thing on here. Maybe it doesn't feel like this. We're not going to the moon, we're going the other way. We're putting this market into the gates of hell right now. But, you know, big time movement to the downside and now pop back upside. All that this is doing to me is really trying to get me to say, hey, maybe we just wait. Like, be as patient as you possibly can. We talked about this. Oh, who wants to see me on Chat with Traders? If anyone checks out that podcast, might be on there very, very soon. I was talking to him about that. What's changed, you know? And I feel like if you're trading mega cap, then the best thing to do would be really just to wait around and wait for key levels to come through, right? Like that square, now giving me 60 cents in the money. Like, if you're gonna play in the middle here, then you're gonna get wicked out all the time. And it might not even be a wick. Like, if you're defending this 62 level and you're saying, well, I'm gonna hold to the day's low, well, guess what? Like, before, maybe those lows were to come in. But now, it's like you can blink and you're at those lows real quick. So I feel like what's really made the difference for me moving forward has been the fact that we're quick to react when we see something, and then we're also quick to react when we're wrong, right? Like, here's an example for Oracle today. Like, I was doing this in the middle of the day. This is going to be, so I have 3 negative stocks today. And this is another thing I was talking about with that Chat with Trader guys. And that is like, we're the most real trading show ever invented, period. And if someone wants to find one that's different than that, send it to me. I'm still waiting for that. Like, we sit here and talk about our winners and our losers. Not only that, you're seeing us trade live every single day. Like, when I put that square trade on, that's me punching in as I'm speaking, hosting, and talking about the trades to you guys, right? So there's a lot of on the line here. And this is what we're doing with Oracle. Look, you get in, like, I'm thinking we're breaking the lows, right? And we did do that. Oracle at this point was breaking lows, and it was relatively weak. So I'm like, okay, the market's gonna continue its weakness and we're gonna go lower. So that was my thinking there on Oracle. But what happened was, went upside there. We got 75.25 short, right? It goes all the way into the money for me. Wow, a whopping 20 cents or so. We don't take it. Why? Because I'm waiting for 75 to break. Then it pops back up and we get short again. Then it falls back down and now we're starting to take profits because that 75 held and we have that wick bottom. But then we get out again on the move back up. So we lose about 20 cents or so, average back in again against 50, comes back, get out some 40, it takes 50 and we get out 60. So again, a couple losses there, not happy with it, but when we win, we're taking 20, 30 cents and the same kind of R to R, risk to reward when we lose. So as long as you're picking the right names, more often than not, you are going to be successful in this market. But do not get railroaded. Don't let yourself get run over. Because if I don't get out here, look, like, where's my next out, right? Then you're starting to take it out on the upside and you're just getting crushed there. So be very, very careful with your trades. And I think Oracle's a good example there. And that way, you know, just like when I take this Starbucks trade, you know, you can get out. Oh no, Randy's back. Bro, the market is up
bouncing
right now.
It's bouncing back up. You can't turn it right. Is this for tomorrow or is this for like right now? What?
And
Randy's
tomorrow.
saying tomorrow's gonna be bad, like really bad.
I'm thinking, like, Randy's just been crushing it right here with these predictions. Like, I have a couple days coming off in November, and I know you're busy, so we're looking to get some fill-in seats here. Maybe Randy takes the hot desk.
There you go.
That was a big no.
Randy,
right
when was the last time you made a trade? You should do it on screen.
No. You have to be registered and everything. So Randy, I don't know if he's capable of doing it. You could go into sim mode or something, but we don't want it. Even then, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna have to be registered. So anyway, shout out to Randy. Thanks for turning that bull around. I would disagree with that. I still think that we have some upside left here in the market. But that's my little advice there about the market these days. And that is that let your winners ride, but cut your losers stat. And I mean, that's why we have 90 cents in the money now on Starbucks. Look, Randy turns the thing around and we just shoot up right there. That's why we have 70 cents in the money right now. That's why Amazon, you know, we're letting it ride. Like, did I have losers earlier on Amazon? No. So, and again, this trade, look where we're shorting Amazon. We're shorting at 90. Where do you think my out is? Right up here, 90.30. So then when we get, I mean, these first outs are basically 30 to 40 cents in the money. So we go 1-to-1, then we hold it to the downside for that dream short, pays off, and now Amazon's one of my top stocks. So again, just a couple trades there to go on. Are you looking at anything now? Because I want to go over to Mullen.
No, go ahead.
Okay, let's go over to Mullen quickly. So again, Mullen today, I know there's a lot of traders that like this stock, and of course you do. It's 200 million shares. It's sub $1. It's only 30 cents. I don't normally trade stocks that are this low. But if they start moving again, we identified it earlier this morning, and I just bringing it up because we talked about if you're long, you may want to get out at 30. And again, Prad talks about not having a crystal ball. You don't need a crystal ball sometimes. You just need eyeballs. And if you can see this, that 30 right into there, we talked about this 30 level. Let's see if we can zoom in again. Right here is where we closed back on the 3rd. Then we opened up higher. Once we took that 30 right there, that created a move all the way down to 25, 26. It doesn't look like a big move, but again, 5 cents on 30, little different situation. So, you got to look at that and say to yourself, hey, look, if I'm long from the bottom here and it starts to bump up a little bit to some past resistance, and remember what I said about data mining? You can always go back and find levels and say, oh, that one should have been, I should have got out there, or I should get out at 34 because that's that level. It's just about paying yourself first on a little bit. Pay yourself on a little bit and then move forward with the rest. That's why I'm always like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? And a good example for that is also Tesla. Because like when we were just short right now on Tesla, obviously, we're short up here at 95. It went to 189. But like, you got to get out for a reason. And so we get out a little bit there, make sure that we pay ourselves, hold for the dream, get that 250, and then you get upset when it goes all the way to the downside. But hey, the point is you're capturing profit, and there's nothing wrong with that. So good trade there on Tesla. Let's see what it does now. I still got to find some more trades, but I got to settle down. I've been analyzing too many things. We're going to have to find some good trades to get into for you guys coming up right now. Pay yourself. Exactly. What's up, Cools in the chat? I think that's right, man. There are trading fees. Unfortunately for what we do here, fortunately for us, we have direct market access, so we can add liquidity and get paid. So although today's been a little bit of an expensive day for me because we've been going in and out of some of these plays, we have over 200 fills, and I'm paying $74 in fees. So, I'm not happy with my fee structure today, but still pretty reasonable.
I mean, fees are part of trading. You just gotta, I think when people start trading, especially here years ago, I don't know if we still do that here, the first job of a trader learning is just to make gross. Forget the fees, forget the net, just worry about the gross. As long as you can show that your execution, your reads are proper, then you just up your shares. And eventually what you end up doing is you figure out how to kind of limit your fees on trades. So passive volume allows you to get paid on credits, and sometimes you can actually trade with a negative fee structure. So you're actually getting paid to trade on top of executing trades. So it's possible if you have the right structure in place. And at the beginning, if for anyone starting off, obviously everyone at home you're not gonna have that kind of access, right, to the negative fee structure. So just worry about making gross first if you're learning, and then eventually what you'll figure out is that as you just focus on that, your trades will get better, and eventually the fees won't even really matter anymore, because there's always going to be fees to trading, and that's just part of it, right? Someone's got to make money on everything that you take or touch. Yeah. Regardless of whether you make money on it or not, they don't care, because they're making money on the fact that you're trading. Yeah, so that's just how it works in the trading world. Going back to a question that was in the chat, Bradley, I believe I was asking about how do for a new trader, how do you identify programs or algos in play? It's very hard, and sometimes it's super easy because of size. You'll see absolute size, it'll just start stepping down in a very concentrated fashion. Icebergs that constantly replenish, that's not going to be a single person that's just reloading, that's an algo. A lot of the times though, I imagine it's going to be much more difficult, especially as the new trader, to figure out how things are moving. I would suggest though that looking for icebergs, iceberg orders. So if a level is being shown, let's just say in this case Hood, showing or a bid of 1,000 shares, and they constantly keep hitting it, and you see in the time of sales that they're hitting the bid with more than 1,000 shares, but it's not breaking, there's probably an algo behind it that's reloading the shares in the back So iceberg orders, you display a certain amount and you hide the rest. If you have that access, you can display 1,000 shares and put 100,000 shares behind it. So every time the first 1,000 goes, it just reloads the next 1,000. So it just keeps doing that. So that's one way of getting in and out of positions without showing how big your positions are. Obviously, you can send it through the dark pool as well. A lot of the times, though, just paying attention to the level 2. And when you start to see things become very systematic, like Hood, let's just say, look at the angular movement of Hood. This is one of those moves where you can easily draw a trend line and just call it, I hate these things. Okay, you can easily call a trend line from here and just call it, when it becomes this systematic in this angle of movement, it's not just people dumping, because it would be much faster if it was people dumping at the same time. Like we would have something like this, a straight move down. But when it's moving like this, it's clearly they want to keep it at a certain pace, at a certain range, as we start stepping down and down and down. So I would just keep an eye on that. Also, obviously, level 2 is going to be easy to look at when it comes to size and iceberg orders. But I think that's what people should start off with when you're looking for potential algos. Instead of calling everything an algo, is just very systematic movement in terms of price. And I think Hood's a great example of that today in how it's been moving, especially in the latter half since that 1245 mark. This just shows that it's just algo work selling and unloading shares through the top. So that's just one example of it, and I think that's just one way to start.
Oh my God, my wife just put in like 30 things into the calendar here, like it's like kids hockey. Oh my God, getting out of hand. Okay, we just made a little bit of a mistake, but we'll hit the sirens anyways. We got out of square there, so too bad, man. I thought it was failing here at 61.20 or so against the 50 period. And then I was like, hey, what about if the market fails back in again here? What if Randy is right about this bear? What if? Bad way to trade. But again, it did break the levels, and we just talked about being responsible and making sure that you took out some profit. That sucks because, yeah, there it is right there. Out, oh no. We had square there at 60.50, man. Both my outs are like at 80. That sucks as you're bouncing off that right now. And I don't think this is a long break yet. I mean, Square's been getting destroyed. The problem is if I take the long again, it's like, and this is what goes through my head, right? And you don't want to always be in my head, that's for sure. But what does go through it is like the fact that what if there is a disaster movement, and I don't even think about that. It's just like, where is my out when I get in? So if we take the long break there at 61.20, man, we should be $1 in the money, and I took 40 cents. Unbelievable. But where is the out there on Square, right? So yeah, there's a nice little break to the upside. It's starting to go right now. I think we could take that break. I think we can go longer again on Square. So we did miss that. I'm going to put a bid a little bit back-ended here to where I should have gone long, about 61.25. Let's just use 61 as our out then, okay? So we're going to give ourselves about 25 cents worth of room. If this market run-up is the real deal, then we're going to have a lot more room to go here. So let's wait to see. If it pulls back into 25, we'll take that. Right now, we have big time trading on Starbucks as well, as that's right back at VWAP. Let's not make the same mistake, man, because I was going to get out of Starbucks if we took this down, but now we just ripped up another 40 cents right back into VWAP. So I feel like this is worth taking out right now into this trade. So let's do that. This is not a bad spot for us. You're right up here into VWAP for Starbucks. Robinhood still doing nothing. Let's just take this out. If the market rips up, the market rips up, and that's fine. 73 or so. Let's put an offer somewhere around that level there. We'll go 67 maybe. Try to get a little bit of a bump up now. Like I said, we could get out here. Let's just see if Starbucks wants to hold that high, get back out, a little bit of a bump up here. Market can rally just a little bit more, and we'll see what's good. So that's what we're talking about right now. Nice little trade here on Starbucks that we just put on at that move down. Good long. See if we can get out here at VWAP. We got to use lines for something. Robinhood. Oh, we broke 70, did we? That's hilarious. My bid is at 66, no word of a lie. Bottom of the day is 68. So now that I see that, let's put another bid around 70, man, because again, we don't want to, sort of look this gift horse in the mouth again. In case it just goes back up, we're really light on this trade now, so it's not going to really hurt us either way, but still, not very pretty here for Robinhood as it just continues its downward slide here. Now that it's moving back up, we might have missed that opportunity. So let's just take a piece out here and then hold. If it comes back into the 60s, we'll take that. I'm bidding 66. That's hilarious. It only went down to 68. And by hilarious, I mean a little bit of bad luck there. Amazon pushing as well, looking for another short.
Yeah. Future, somebody was asking earlier, it's like my trade at 30, is it still in play? No. I mean, the plan was, going into the day was, through here, find a trade in short against the 70s through this zone here, which starts at about, earlier it was about 35 to 470, so all the way up. And then as it comes down, 38.10 going on down to 37.70, looking for a long, but they're moving so fast. It was just a quick run through 3,800, taking some stops all the way down to 92, and then snaps up all the way up to 32. Like, it's just moving too fast for me to get my hands on anything, so I'm not stepping into anything. I'm not going to force anything at this moment. We're at 3 o'clock now. We've got imbalances coming out of 350. We've got the stock market closed, and then we got to digest whatever election results come through later in, I guess, the next session. 6 p.m. is when the Globex market opens back up. So 6 p.m. going onward, that's going to be where the real action is. Right now, there's just a ton of noise, and it's moving very quickly, so it's very hard to get your hands on it. Unless you have a crystal ball and decide that I'm going to put a bid here, I'm going to put an offer there, and I'm just going to play ping pong in the middle. That's the only way you're making money when the moves are happening this quickly. Right? If you're looking for some sort of a setup, and given the way it's moving, they're not giving you time to get your hands on it. They're just breaking through and then taking it all the way down. I mean, this one fell from 65 all the way down to 30 and change before it even stalled out a little bit. So I mean, they're moving very fast. So I'm kind of backing off a little bit. I can't trade when I can't get my hands on a setup that is set that's actually setting up. This is just moves in one direction, moves in the other. This kind of goes back to what Bradley was asking about Algos. It's very hard to trade. When it's very hard to trade and you think these moves are happening very quickly, is because it's algo driven, right? So it's very hard to kind of recognize this stuff when it's happening this quick. So we're just going to let the range play itself out. I mean, 3 o'clock, I've made some money on some stocks. Yeah, I don't need to force my hand and risk something now, given what we're doing here. But as we get close to the end of the day, we might have some action here, especially as people start to position up or shed risk or add risk going into the close and the getting of election results coming in to overnight, right? So coming into 8:30 tomorrow, this market's going to look quite different than how it looks right now. And I imagine there's going to be more volatility. Prep yourself. Volatility is going to increase, so that means you have to do two things. One, you have to trade with bigger ranges. That also means that the risk goes up. That means you got to shrink your share sizes or your trading size to make up for the larger risk profile on each and every trade. So you have to do something. If you stay with your same size and you decide to trade a much wider range, it's going to cost you that much more. So what I do is when the risk goes up in terms of points, the cost of taking a trade goes up, I drop the share sizes down, or in my case, the contract sizes down. So I'm taking less to make up for the difference in the larger ranges. So you do have to make that adjustment when the volatility goes up. And I would imagine tomorrow and then Thursday morning with the CPI data, volatility is going to be extremely high. So be prepared for that kind of thing as we go into the next few days.
And bang, revenge dish, best served cold, baby. And there it is right there as we take revenge on our bad out for Square and then get a nice little out now. I feel like it's a good out here for Square. So 61, wow, we just went up to 61.60, sorry. That would have been a better out, 61.60, but we don't have that one. But there it is, a nice little move there for Square. Again, we got back in it. Let's see if we can capture a little bit more profit. Obviously, I thought it was going back up to the upside right there as the market is back up to 0.42. I mean, when Randy turned that thing around, man, we knew he was wrong there. Starbucks getting close to getting us out. I'm still going to get a little greedy on this. Wait to see if we can get back to VWAP. We definitely misstepped on that. We should have got out of VWAP in the first place. We did not, so that's a mistake there for me on Starbucks, as we are very close to the highest spot we've been at all day. Just to check back, as if, man. Darn Robinhood, man. The more I look at this stock, the more I get out, and the more I realize that what am I doing getting out of this stock. We did take a piece out at 76 there. Oh man, there we go. Remember I was like, oh, we're at 68 and we didn't get filled, but now we would have, and we canceled it. So now we're all the way back down to the downside. Let's just hold on to this, because like, how far down is this going to go? I mean, there's been very little relief. You could see the 50 period here, and this is where, like, I've talked to Arun before a couple times, obviously, is like, well, how do I know when to get out? He's like, let the market take you out. And like, honestly, that would have been a great idea on this one, because the market, this is the 50 period here, just a simple moving average on a 1 minute chart. Like, that has just been pointing, it hasn't, you know, ever since the morning, the beginning of the day there. If you took that as your breaking spot, you would have had it at noon up here at 1140, and now you're down here to 1160. Obviously, you know, situations change. I mean, we had that, you know, the FTX come through, but that's definitely a nice little move downside for Robinhood. So let's kind of leave that alone. Square back down in Starbucks. You know what, man? This is, where's my offer on Starbucks? 67. You know what? Let's see if I can just get a 62 fill here. There it is. Okay, so rips right through us. There it is. We'll end the trade right now, and we'll do a little bit of this, man. We'll throw some money around. Starbucks been a good trade for me today. Nicely done to the upside. We just cooked that one. So we're barbecuing up some profits there on SBF, on SBUX today. Nice long there, out quickly. Took the long again and out one more time there on Starbucks. Cancel my other offer as we go. Now we just wait to see what happens here with Amazon. Oh, that's... All right, so we got close to 90. I wanted to short 90. We got up to 89.80 right there. So yeah, nice movement on the downside there. Good short, well taken out by us on Amazon. But at the same time, we don't have any bottoms. And we took, look, I took this out right here, coinciding with the bottom of the day at that point. Didn't think we would break this hard, but we did. Now we're gonna look for some more shorts here in Amazon. Is there any names out there? I don't know if you've been watching the chat or not, that maybe we haven't seen, but yeah, people saying short Robinhood, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much
to the party there.
Took the word out of my mouth right there. It's been a big wow for this name here, Robinhood. Google's still positive right now.
Yeah, I think especially with your position, given the time of day we're at, there's going to be an imbalance on the Robinhood. It's already a SSR, so you're not going to be able to get it after the imbalances comes out, because you know everyone, if it's the sell side imbalance, I mean, everyone's going to be hitting it to the sell side. They're going to try to hit it to the sell side. They can't, so they're going to be sitting on the offer, loading up the offer all the way down as it ticks down. So I would just wait to see what the imbalance comes out on Robinhood, because given the type of movement, given the fact it's down 20%, given the interest in the name and the sector, I mean, I'd be surprised if there wasn't an imbalance on Robinhood. So definitely one to watch to the downside, especially on imbalances as we kind of start moving on down. And Vanilla Ice, to answer what Bears and Bulls was clarifying, I do not have social media. So no Discord, no Twitter, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no whatever. None of that stuff. So I'm only here when I'm here. So that's it, guys. So hopefully I can show you guys, and hopefully you guys can learn something. I don't know. Maybe that information is valuable, and if it is, then hopefully you guys can hit the like, and we'll go from there. But for the time being, this market back to 30. That means me back to doing nothing, because where are we? We're sitting right here in the middle. So I'm back to doing nothing. I'm just looking through the chat, see what you guys are talking about, because I've got nothing else going on. And we probably don't have, I know, Sean's in like, what, 3 positions still?
Yeah, I got 2 shorts, 1 long.
There you go, making money on positions.
Looking to get more, though.
And he's looking for more. I've called it a day for the most part, and Sean's still looking for more. This guy never stops.
No, I can't. But you know what? So there's one thing there's one thing about forcing trades, and there's another thing about trying to find good setups, right? And I mean, Arun and I will have different setups, as will Neil and I, as will Brendan and I, as will you and I, anybody watching, right? Everyone's gonna have little different setups and a little bit different of like risk tolerance and things like that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Look at Square, by the way, taking out some of these highs right now. I think we're gonna get another piece out on Square. Nice move to the upside right now. Oh, wow, it just went to 72. I can't lie, like I'm at 74 right there. Bounced off of me again. How often is this gonna happen? What's up, Brenda? Oh.
Just seeing, not seeing anything on this yet, but DWAC, guys, on volume here on a decent spike back through 28. So just be aware, DWAC's starting to move a bit.
That sucks about Square. Like, honestly, I give up 20 cents basically for no reason from what I can see. That sucks. Okay, so we were right there at 74, went to 72 and stopped. I'm going to get out at 61.60 for a piece right now. Look, man, we'll take 30 cents and then hold the rest. I hate that we got missed there. All right, over to DWAC. So I got DWAC'd earlier. Well, that was yesterday, though, wasn't it? Yes, it was. We didn't have DWAC on today. So, again, Digital World Acquisition Corp. And we're not here to talk politics, so we're not going to do that. But, again, if Trump does announce that he's running, there's been some rumors that, like, he's not going to run. I'm not in that. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like if he did run, I believe he would be the oldest candidate of all time, because I think when he was president, wasn't that the case? For that, I think it was him and Hillary might have been the two oldest ones running, and then now we have Biden is in there now as well. So yeah, doesn't look like we're getting any younger on that side, but hey man, if you're still able to do the job, you're still able to do the job. So if he comes out, announces that he's running, then I could definitely see some movements here. Looks like you're trying to take out the day's high. I mean, some of this could be happening. Like, I don't know if it's a red wave or not. And again, not talking politics, but as some of these results come in, you know, I could see that, hey, you know, if the Republicans took down more votes than people thought, whatever, then I could see that rallying, you know, digital world, man, because again, President Trump's going to get more motivation to possibly run again, you know, if he sees that. So yeah, I could see this. I would always watch out for 30. It's a nice little run up. We've done the work on this already for you and talked about some of these levels right here. So, you know, into 32, a lot of talk in there for these levels. So I would say if you take a 30 long, or even if you're long now, get something out, man. Get something out, 31, 32. You know, rest easy at night, knowing that, hey, you've taken out your $3 or $4. Or even if you're long from down here, I'd do the same thing, man. You could have just been long $25 an hour ago. Now you're up to 29. Take something out. You've bounced your head off here lots of times. So, you know, again, you guys trade your own book over and over again. Like we keep saying that, because the last thing I want to do is give advice and say, hey, I would get out, and I would. But, you know, if you want to hold it, this thing could be $50 tomorrow, or it could be back down to 15, that area of support right here. So, you know, you gotta understand what you're doing. Never trade with money that you really can't afford to lose. And I know that sucks because a lot of people have blown out their accounts and really lost more money than they can afford to. But this is one of those names, man, where, you know, you go long Amazon or Google or Microsoft or anything, a lot of the bigger cap names, you're not going to lose 30% overnight unless it's earnings, which we've seen happen, aka Meta, Amazon, all that. But this stock really has that opportunity to give it to you. All right, Square, nice out on Square. You talked about that. That's a good one. So that's a good out for us as Square continues to make moves to the upside. Long there, out, long there, out. I mean, there you go. This is what we're talking about. I had that, like I said, I had that talk with Chat with Traders. It was like, look, man, we're giving the ins and we're giving the outs and we're giving the ins again and giving the outs again. So nice trading happening there. Robinhood, it's really, really good, man, that we got out right here now, because now you're starting to tick up back again. I'm going to hold this, but we are pretty light in this trade. So not much happening on Robinhood. And like I said, looking for more opportunities every day. Microsoft, again, today, cup of coffee, trying to break through. If we can break through right here, 229.25, I actually like this level. So runs into VWAP, runs in the 200 period, and against a level of concern. I like that. So if the market keeps on going to the high side, watch out for a Microsoft break right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat, and you guys are giving Randy a hard time. He comes in, flips this from a positive indicator to a negative indicator. And what does the market do? Flips back up. So what we're gonna do is you guys put in the chat, whoever wins, put in the chat whether it's gonna be positive or negative tomorrow, and we'll just set the bear or the bull at the end of the day. What's that?
We should have a poll up.
I mean, I don't know how to make a poll.
Yeah,
You
I don't know
guys,
how to make polls either.
somebody can make a poll if anything, or you can just put it and I'll just see whatever. Everyone seems to be.
I still don't. I mean, look, I don't think we're out of the water yet on any of these positions. I don't know. I mean, the market, although is up 0.6 right now, I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. I mean, we could still fall out from here back down. But hey, when Randy turned that over, I mean, you saw the look. Like, I was like, bro, what are you doing? I still think there's some upside, but you don't want to be position biased, right? So, but I am net short, so I guess, yeah, that would not be my bias. Okay, here we go. Amazon right back up to 90. We said we'd wait for a position. We've been shorting Amazon for a while. I like this. You got to give it up to about 90.25 right here. Let's engage in Amazon again. So there it is right here. We'll see about a short. I'm going to start it right now, relatively small. We'll take a short there at 89, averaging into our already short. So here we go, Amazon. Let's see if we got a little bit of cash flowing through here on this short. Giving it up to right here. I just gave you the level. We're going to use the 200 period as our stop. So Amazon, so far so good. Let's see if we can make this work.
All right, you guys call for it. It's a bull for now. I like what somebody else said. It's a bull until the CPI comes out. Then it's a bear.
Oh, that's right. That's Thursday.
I mean, this thing might be changing a couple times between now and Friday, so it should be an interesting one. There's a lot happening. There's a lot on the table here as the market runs back up. And it's funny because the way the market bounced back up, we're not that far away from putting in a high. I mean, if we're at 30, we're just underneath 40. And if we get a late day accelerate, not just late day, but like around 3:30, around 3:30, 3:35, you get some programs turned on, closing programs turned on. So you might see some volatility pick up in one direction. And if you get that to the buy side, I wouldn't be surprised if we're closing north of 36.60.
What?
Based on the way based on the way things have been.
North of what price?
36.60, which
38.60.
Oh, 38.60, yeah.
Woo!
Ooh, 36.60, yeah, that's 200 points lower. 38.60, so another 20 points or so, 25 points from where we are today. It all depends on how these closing programs come in. So around 330 to 335, you get some closing programs. So the way things will work out now is that we're at 320. Towards 330 to 335, we should get some buy, not just buy side, but like closing programs, and then 350 is going to be the imbalance. So if that's positive as well, that's going to put some pressure on some names. And given how the market has been all over the place here, S&P up positive 0.5, NASDAQ up 0.6. Looking across the board here, we've got in the top index weights, there's only 3 names negative. We've got Amazon, we've got Meta, and we've got Tesla negative. That's at the top end of the waiting list. So clearly, mostly to the upside. So it's going to really be a matter of how this market's going to close. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how it closes because it's the results, right? As the polls close and the results are tallied up and they get a much more clear idea of how things are shaking out, then we'll get, this market will move. So for tomorrow, the only thing I can suggest for you guys is to come prepared. Don't just show, if you're used to trading at 9 o'clock or 9:30, don't just show up at 9:15 or 9. Don't show up 10 or 15 minutes before the desk, before the market opens. Just come sit down and prepare your day because you're going to need that extra time with all the volatility that's going to be flying around. Just take that time. There's going to be certain days where you're going to need to do that. For me, I like to spend time like that every single day. But if you guys are just starting out, you don't have to do it every single day. I would ideally do it every single day, but you don't have to. But on days where there's volatile events, you definitely have to do that. So election results, CPI, jobs numbers, stuff like that, you do have to spend extra time before the day gets going so you can actually be prepared for multiple scenarios regardless of the volatility and which direction it's coming from. You know it's coming. It's just a matter of you don't know which direction it's coming from. So just to prepare yourself. So volatile events on Wednesday and also on Thursday. So be prepared for that as this market is still trying to get back through these 38.40s. And like I said, if we can get going through 440, we're probably going to take a look at 60. So we'll see how these imbalances come out, and let's see how 330 brings any closing programs.
Damn you, Randy, in that market there. Okay, nice little move to the upside. I mean, we're going to do this again. Let's go like we're in a club again. There goes Square. I mean, I guess it's good trading, right? $60. I mean, we just bought this right in front of you guys at 2:30, like an hour ago, man. We're in the money. almost $2 on that trade. So that was $60.50, not 60 flat. So $60.50, now up to 61.78. So hopefully you did that. Not only that, we got a little bit of revenge because we doubled it up again. After getting upset that we got out right there because we got out and then it ripped up, we used that level again for some support. Take it, we just touched out right into this area, 62. So I don't know, man. It's a nice little run up in the market. We are net short, and we're net short now because we have more money. I have about double the shares in Amazon that we do on Square right now. But yeah, that's 61.88. That just kind of stopped there. So let's go. I want to hold this for a little bit longer. The funny thing right now about Amazon is, it's, you know, to be honest with you, it's not really moving the way I thought it would right now. It's just hovering around here. That's fine. I still think we could make a move up, but we did go down. Like it did put us in the money there, about 15 cents. Not enough for us to get out, of course. But then it just came right back up while the market's kind of hovering around the top. So it is making me a little nervous there. There you go. We averaged in. That was my next point is. We're going to average into this until it breaks above 2025 here. So on Amazon. So I'm pretty comfortable with this level. I'm happy with it. I'm not worried about it. We will take a bigger position. I'm sitting at, again, $90 and change. So in the teens. To get some more short against 25. So that's what we're going to get out if we take out VWAP there. So we'll average into this. My average price is now 96, so we're flat here on Amazon as we get ready to see what this day is going to bring us. I am, though, now that I've decided this, I am going to put an offer here for Square. So let's put Square at 61.90. If it comes to the upside, we'll get out of that one. I just hope that, and again, part of me holding this is hoping that Amazon doesn't go to the upside, because then again, our Square will work, but our Amazon won't. So, that's pausing me for concern a little bit. We're getting ready to get basically a full position here on Amazon pretty soon. So hopefully that comes up into the teens, gives us what we're looking for, and then we'll work on it from there. But right now, Amazon looking like it wants to go to the upside. But again, we know that it's weak today, and I'm going to hold that into the close. We only now have 25 minutes until the imbalances come out at 350. So when those come out, Arun will describe that a little bit, how that all works, but those give you an opportunity to figure out maybe a change in direction here into the close. But so far, so good, man. Square 50 cents in the money, flat on Amazon. And Robinhood, we're pretty light on it. But again, that 10 short might have been good as well, as it's bouncing off 10 right now.
Yeah, I'm going. So there's a super chat there, and I'm curious of your opinion on this.
I missed it.
From Westermeyer, asking, he's got 10K to play with overnight, whether he should put it into AMC or DWAC. Now, I mean, there's news on both of them throughout the night. What's your take? Because I
do you want to
think,
lose it all? Like, I mean, it's just a matter of.
I mean, if you're willing to put up and just gamble, straight up gamble, given that I think.
Are you buying options first of all, or?
Regardless, I mean, whatever he's buying, he's putting 10K into something. Which stock would be the better play? Which stock would be not better play? Let's say what it is. Which stock would be the better gamble?
No, I can't. It's not going to tell me the stock. It's just a matter of, I don't want to use the 8-ball and give advice like that. Look, I don't think it's worth doing any of that. I'll talk about that in a minute, okay? All right, so here comes Amazon. We just got into the short. I have to get a little aggressive now because we do have a position on that. So there's Amazon. You're looking at it right now. We do have an average price of 09. Obviously, if it can come back in a little bit, we'll scalp out. That just spiked up pretty aggressively there as the NASDAQ is taking out some of these levels. So we're going to watch out. We already know where our outs are on this. NASDAQ up to, so that's the problem. We're up to that 11.1 right now. So, you could break through 11,100. These are levels that I've been watching for a while. And every time you get down to like O's, like we bounced off 900 there, you're back to this again. The high of the day actually doesn't really coincide with it. That's 1225. But yeah, watching out for that. Pretty nervous about there. What are we doing on the S&P? I'm still looking at that. Did we get a piece out of Amazon? I'm not sure if we did or not. I don't think we did yet. 38.50. Yeah, I mean, if we take 38.40 right here on the ES, that's a problem. And that's going to spike Amazon. So okay, this could be a little bit of a trouble trade here. It's okay. We're short at 10s. This is part of that risk to reward stuff that we're talking about. My out's going to be 25. We've talked about that. So 10 to 25, you're giving that the kind of risk. And I think it's worth it. So let's wait to see. And by the way, there it is. Go bang for Square. Square's been a great trade for us. So although Amazon right now is bleeding a little bit, Square's picking up some pace there to the upside. So nice little movement there. We're only at 914 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 1,000 right now. Over 5,000 watching, guys. Turn that like button around if you haven't done that yet, man. Let's get that thumbs up. Wow, okay. Now the market's starting to extend a little bit there. I didn't like that little bump up. Yeah, market looks to be a little bit pushy here to the north side. Watch out for Amazon getting hit out. There it is. We're going to be out in a second. There's the out. It just took it out. That was a little bit of a funny move to the upside there. Debating getting back in. Let's wait. Out right now, not a good trade. Out of Amazon. That's not good. But again, 20-cent hit there. Well worth it for me. But yeah, you are starting to like teleport here to the north side, which is great for our Square trade. Who cares about Hood? We're not really in this. But yeah, the long is definitely cool there. I'm debating another short in Amazon, believe it or not. That seemed like a little bit of a weird way that elevated up there. But you are taking out levels, and my worst trades have come from averaging in. So let's not do that. But I will take another position here at 34 short if we can get it. And then maybe it does fall back down. Hopefully it doesn't fall without me here.
What's going to fall without you?
No, I got stopped out of Amazon there. I want to get back in against maybe this 50 level right there. I don't know. I'm not in it very heavily. Just want to see what Amazon does here at 90.50.
Yeah, well, with the way the market's moving up,
Yeah,
this may continue to the upside because, again, we cleared the 40s.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at, like I said, if we got above 40, we have a real chance at closing near the highs, which is around 60 and change. So, I mean, the way the things have been moving, and like somebody in the chat was saying this too, is like you just see V-turns everywhere. And that's exactly what you're seeing in this market. It's just like very sharp turns at pre-established levels. And you have to kind of have the foresight to be like, you know what, it's going to turn here. Yeah, it fell 60 or 70 points, but it's going to turn right around here. And you got to be willing to step in on that. Now, I can see that. I want to work in the zone, but I can't find the reason to take the trade. I need a reason to take any trade, and I can't find the reasons for the short or the long. But yet here we are making another move back towards 50 and change, accelerated movement too. Now you're starting to pick up some activity. Remember I said somewhere between 330 and 335, there should be some programs turning on. It looks like we're starting to get some action here, and the volatility is starting to pick up. There goes 50, 51 now, and this is what you're going to get as you're near the end with those programs turned on, because accelerated movement as volatility spikes up. So we'll talk about this real quick here. Imbalances, we talk about this all the time. Not everyone knows what we're referring to. If I can actually find the imbalance locator. It's right, where is it? It is right there. Okay, let me pull this up, and it looks something like this. Now, I need to kind of make it a little bit bigger for you guys, but essentially what you have here on the left-hand side as I do this is the symbol, the direction, the size, and there should be a column that's called what's it called?
Paired value?
Pair value, pair volume, that's right. So it should look like this. Let me see if I can get the font a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see it. Let's call it 14. There you guys go. So it looks something like this, right? Essentially at 350, the market releases, or New York releases, actually not just New York, all market centers in North America release their imbalance data for the day, which is essentially how many people want to participate in the official closing price, or what's called the market on close, or limit on close price, right? So all those orders get tagged up, or they get tallied up. And if you have an order with an on-close tag, it gets included in that tally, and that tally is then put up here at 350. So you can see which stock has extra buyers or extra sellers that want to participate at the end of the day. For now, you might see some information here that is from ARCA. That's just from this morning. Let me just hide some of this. Okay, so this is from this morning. As you can see, the market time is all 9:30 and change. This was as of this morning. These stocks had this much. And the largest this morning, as of 9:30, was Nike at 64,000 shares. Now, this hasn't updated, so we don't have that up-to-date data. We don't get that data until 350. Why does this matter when there's a large imbalance, meaning there's extra buyers that need to be dealt with going into the official closing price. It puts pressure on the name. If the imbalance is large enough compared to the day's volume on the stock, let's just say Nike, for example, here. Nike's done 5 million shares. It looks like, based on the way the level 2 is moving, it can probably handle 100,000, 200,000. But if you get into the range where it's doing about 2 to 3 million in imbalances, that's good. That's a big chunk of volume that needs to be dealt with before we get to that close, right? So that's going to put pressure on the name. So the first release is at 350. Then you have another release at 355, which is going to include the floor interest from the floor brokers and their clients. So once you get to that point, 350 and then 355, if the number of the imbalance is still large after 355, there's going to be some pressure applied to that name. And it's going to get smaller as we get close to the end of the day. But just keep an eye out, and that's why it matters. And the only time it really matters is when it's big enough to make a difference in the individual name itself, and the futures market is going to respond accordingly, because a lot of these index stocks like Apple, like Microsoft, and Tesla, they also have imbalances, right? If there's an event going on in those individual names, they're going to have imbalances as well. So when those stocks spike or drop at 350, then the market itself is also going to follow along in that direction. So we'll keep an eye out. 350 is when the next update comes in, and we'll just go from there and see if we can get a better understanding. Sometimes I know on Twitter there's somebody that puts up that info on what the number is.
Yeah, it's financial juice.
Oh, there you go. So keep an eye out for that.
Brendan has it right now. 302 million to buy is the early look on that. So there are early looks, and thanks to Brendan for that. He gets that from Financial Juice Twitter account. So we've had Tony Knack on our show before from Financial Juice. So we're not affiliated with them at all. So if that number is inaccurate, we're just reporting. Brendan's just simply telling us what he sees and giving it back to you guys on that one as well. So thanks, Tony, for that, and everybody at Financial Juice, and Brendan as well. Okay, so good trade on Square for sure. If Square breaks 62.25, I was just thinking like sort of the bottom of this angle here. We're already in the money $1.20 on this position. It did go even higher for us, man. This went up to 62.60, giving us $1.50 in the money, but we'll wait to, or sorry, $1.30 in the money right there on that trade. So far so good here on our trading today. It's been a good day trade for sure. We did get blown out of our Amazon though. We talked about that. We did re-short it right here. This is not going to be for a very long time. Let's see if we can make a little bit of money back on this play. But right now we are short again here on Amazon. So we already took one profit at 50. So we're short 62. We took some out at 50 there. Just try to make a little bit back. We did take about a 25-cent hit there on a bigger position than this. So it's not going to be a positive afternoon for us on Amazon. Although, well, with this considered it would be, but we didn't put that on for the show. We're short right now. And I like this. Let's just see if it can come back in. Arun talked about taking out that 38.40. And we mentioned that right there, right? Like once that was taken out, then I was like, uh-oh, this Amazon trade might not be great, and we were unable to get out of the way. So yeah, unfortunately, that did take. Now you're going to the upside, and Arun already mentioned that 38.60 level there when he mentioned 36.60, and I was like, what? But there it is. Nice little upside move in the market. Robinhood still watching that. AMD is a name that we just missed the bottom there. That's all. You know, good trade. AMD again taking out some of those levels. If you're going to look for a higher level here, maybe something on AMD, but you got to get back in. We've really scalped this one a lot today. It is a positive name for us, so we went long. This is what I mean. Like, look at us going long here at 63. Once it breaks, we're gone. So that's like a 15, 20 cent hit. Would have loved to get that bottom. It's just like, what do we think about this market? That's where the question lies right now, right? And I mean, if you're thinking upside, then there's lots of longs. If you're thinking short right now, you got to find some levels that have been exposed, right? Like Microsoft up there at 230. We've already hit that level once, right into here. So that could be something that, you know, doesn't hold. I know you're above it now, but that could not hold. Like we were up here, we chilled out, we got as high as 231.50, basically barcoded within that $1.50, and then boom, flipped it the other way. As now you're seeing it starting to go back upside again, taking out 230.50. So if Microsoft does fall back down, you could always look at that 229.80 level to maybe take a short, but yeah, you're back into 230 right now. Nice little upside move as the market just continues to extend northbound here. Now NASDAQ 1.28%. Big time movement to the upside. Out of Amazon, flipped long, sucky for this trade, as we've just been trying to pick the tops on this one. We're still gonna be positive on Amazon, but not happy, man. We gave some money back here, just fooling around with the short. When it's not right, it's not right. The NASDAQ is now up 1.21%. It got the death touch from Randy. Now upside, good little levels here. But yeah, Amazon, bad reads going short for sure here in the afternoon. But, oh well. A read is a read, just the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, that's all this market's about, making reads and trying to analyze information to the best of your ability to make a read. And for the futures market, I mean, we've been looking at this and haven't been able to make a read at all on it. I mean, like, I've been able to make a read, but I haven't been able to pinpoint exactly when to enter a trade, right? They're moving so fast. I was looking for a potential short, couldn't catch it. Looking for a potential long here, couldn't catch it. So that's going to happen sometimes, and you got to be okay with that. It's yeah, you're going to miss some trades, and you're going to leave some money on the table, but it comes with the territory. Only execute when everything is ready for you to execute, right? So don't just. I think it's just too easy to get into that FOMO action of like, oh, the market's running up, let's chase it after and expect that it continues. It's not always going to continue. You just got to step back a little bit, take a more objective approach to things, and then execute from there and just kind of be more stable. Going back, there was an interesting question. It's regarding the Powerball. It's like, Arun, what would you do with your money if you won the Powerball today? Well, I'll say one thing. To win, you got to play. And I don't get involved in the lotteries. If I need money, I'll just go into the market and take it. So we'll just stay away. We'll just stay away from the lottery and use the market as the bank here.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, you know, lottery though, Arun. I mean, you could put in $10 and possibly win. But I agree with you, man. Lottery is literally that. Taking a shot, hoping for the best. The market is much more of a calculated risk with which I'm with you on that one. So, all right, Square just came out. Again, probably bad wick. Not bad wick, but possibly a bad out there on Square. But hard to be upset at this, man. I mean, although we lost on Amazon, Square paid us off this afternoon with a 60 long. We'll take that out there at 62.22. We did average in with momentum to the upside there. So it's a good trade for us here on Square. Let's see if if we can get some money back on Amazon, as we just went short again. Meta is a name that's weak today. It's still weak. Okay. Now we're in the money a little bit more here. We'll take some more profit on Amazon as it's starting to fall back in here. So that's a good one. Okay. Like now Amazon? Frustrated, man. So we'll make a little bit of money back. So we'll drop some cash on that one. But yeah, we are still not super happy with this, because we did get stopped out a couple times on here onto the long side. But there it is. It regained into the short. Took a piece out there at 35, off of a 53. So that's another 18 cents there. It's funny, like, you know, when you're wrong, I'm like watching it, and then when you're right, kind of just cascaded right down in there. I'm going to put another bid at 90.20. Maybe that'll fill as well. Sometimes if you put the bids out, man, you just kind of get lucky and get those fills. So we'll see if it does crack lower there on that one. So right now, only short we have is Amazon. We did talk about possibly getting Microsoft short off that level. That would have been okay. We said about if it breaks a little bit lower right here. It's not really doing that. Just dancing around 230, that could be a level. But unless this market really does pull back, I'm not sure that the short's going to be right into the close. We're just sort of revenge trading a little bit. You never want to do that on Amazon. My throat's starting to get a little bit run down again here, which is great because we only have a little bit of time left. So, thank you again for joining us here today. It's been a real fun day. I want to thank Arun for stepping up for Neil. Neil will be back tomorrow unless something changes, but that's what I'm hearing. So that should be really fun. All right, good move back down here for Robinhood. So we should have reshorted it. The money's coming back in on this name, and the money's coming back in also here on Amazon. Hopefully we can get a little bit lower. We've already got a 35 fill. Maybe if this market comes back in, we will get that 20 that we're looking for here on AMZN. So far, so good. And Brendan with a quick update. What's up?
Just seeing Salesforce popping back up here on some volume to the downside, it would look like. They announced earlier some layoffs joining that club of the year. But CRM just popping up on volume, guys, rolling over again.
Nice little roll over there for CRM. I actually thought that, positive talk, you know, like that's why we went long Meta the other day, to be honest with you, right? Well, you weren't here,
No.
but yeah, we went long Meta based on some of that talk. Just the fact that, hey, you know, now they're finally cutting jobs. Like sometimes it's, and I hate to talk about people, you know, losing their jobs or job cuts or anything like that, because ultimately, man, that really does suck. So, but you know, when you get, hold on a second, I just need to watch out for this Amazon here. It's coming back upside a little bit. Ultimately, when you cut jobs, it is a cost savings measure, and Meta has been really burning through cash, man. That metaverse has been a nightmare like you wouldn't believe. I mean, some of you guys know over 10 billion so far blown through there, Arun, on the metaverse. So yeah, not really getting too much on that one. That story is, from what I can see, a few minutes old right now. So there it is right there. That's probably what caused this bump up. So no surprise that we get bumped up. The market also bumped up. I would say Salesforce right now, a nothing burger on that news. It doesn't seem like it's really moving too much on that. This is another name that I've been investing in and trying to buy some bottoms. However, some of these names appear not to have a bottom. So Salesforce right now just continues to go down. Man, they should have split a hell of a long time ago. It looks like they almost did split right here. Well, they split 2 for 1 from their high. But yeah, that bottom of 130 just can't get off the bottom, man. I mean, it keeps trying to get the 50 periods and keeps falling back. I think you don't get involved in this until it's at least 170, taking out this garbage right here that we were just at. So let's see what CRM does around this 165 mark.
Yeah, True Trading Group coming through with a bunch of memberships. Apparently they do that a lot. So thank you to them and everyone that's got the membership now. So what can you do with that? I don't even know what you can do with the membership. But
yeah, I'll give some more shout outs. Shout out, thank you so much to True Trading Group again. They're here right now. So thanks for the 50 again, big time, man. They're sponsoring our closing show and our opening show. Big time thank you to True Trading Group. We had, what was the guy's name? Mike, wasn't it Mike? Brendan, yeah, we had Mike on already. So what a great, Ayo! That's the True Trading Group. That's what they're doing over there. So we had Mike on before. Thank you so much. How you get that? Bears versus Bulls knows how. I believe when you go to the main page, I'll show you right here. You can hit join right there and join it. And I think it automatically, I'm not going to do it. I think it automatically picks up one of those memberships. If not, there's an opportunity for you to select gifted memberships. So thank you so much again to True Trading Group. They're going to be live right after the show at 4 o'clock. Find the link there in the top of the chat. Thank you for all the support there from TTG, True Trading Group. So I wonder if they would be shorting Amazon up here. Probably not. As there it is, man. Another offer just got lifted from me for Amazon. So now we're into a short. I'm not going to give this one too much love back to the upside. The reason is we did have that wick top there that we were able to get some of our longs out on. So we'll see if it takes that one more time. But I don't want to be in this for too long, man. 90.70 will probably get out, take our 15 cents and just bleed that one out there. Yeah, Amazon, not a good short into the day here. And then Square, we got out. I sort of thought that might have been a bad out for us, but not Robinhood, man. Robinhood all the way back down to the bottom of the day. Going to put my stop in right now, getting close for this one on Amazon, guys.
all right, this market now is flirting around with these 50s. Imbalances coming out in about 3 minutes. Apparently, from what we understand from Financial Juice, it's about 300 million and change to the buy side. So let's just say if it does come out a decent buy, like I said, I'm looking for this market, given the action that we've seen, and possibly a buy side move. And I think by the time we hit 4 o'clock, which would be the stock market close, we're probably going to be sitting somewhere 60 to 65, I would imagine. I'd be surprised if we take out the high, too. Actually, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if we take out the high. That's a possibility. This is a real possibility. Given how fast this move was, shaking out a lot of people, I think the move back up should probably catch a lot of people off guard as well if you take out the highs. So with the movement that we're getting in the S&P, NASDAQ is still the stronger one with 1.16% upside versus the 0.94 on S&P side. And remember earlier we were talking about how there was 3 names that were negative in the top index race? Now there's only one. It's only Tesla.
Ooh-wee.
Everything else has gone positive. Meta just went positive to 0.1%. That was one of the negative ones. And Amazon was the other one. Amazon was the other one.
Yep.
And now it's up 0.2. And Tesla still struggling at 2.6% to the downside. But at the same time, hey, there's clearly a reason. There's awful lot of strength here. I'm also looking across the board on the S&P side of things, and you're getting strength across the board. I don't see any names that are negative here at the top of the S&P weights. So, I mean, the weakest one I'm noticing is probably JPM at 0.3% to the upside. So, still strength across the board, and the market's showing it to you as it's flirting with 50 and closing rough and around 1% to the upside. Imbalances out in about 2 minutes or so. 300 million and change in the imbalance side. So keep an eye on that. Now, in terms of closing activity, if you are in, this is the way I would trade a day like today, given what you're expecting later on today after the market closes. If you are in position, I would look to maybe work and exit after these imbalances come out. If the imbalances come in favor of your direction that you're in for that specific stock, then that could work out well for you. So I would just wait to see these imbalances. If it doesn't come in favor, I would just dump it. Would I start a brand new position? Is no. I mean, the volatility towards the end is going to pick up. But we've had a decent amount of volatility already. But the amount of volatility as we get closer to that 4 o'clock is going to pick up as everyone wants to either position up or unload whatever. If they're shorts, they're going to unload their shorts, or if they're long, they're going to unload their longs. Going into 4 o'clock, if they want to clear the board before they come in tomorrow or even overnight and trade post-election results, then you might as well just take the risk off the table, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that the market's going to fall, because you could easily just be short, looking to get out of your short. That could push the market higher, right? So there's a matter of figuring out which direction has more weight attached to it. And given the strength that we've had, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably a buy side move. I'm still looking for a 60 or 65 close, somewhere around there. That's still another 15 points and change. We'll see how this turns out. I'm not in position. I don't have any money on the table. I'm done for the day. So, this is just me thinking out loud about how this is going to play out. But in about 10 seconds, we're going to see these imbalances update, and I'll give it to you guys. We'll keep it on me right now. In about 5 seconds, this will update here, and I'll give you guys what the largest imbalance is and how's the market reacting. I don't know. It's a little mixed. We'll get the official number from Brendan later. But the imbalances are tiny. KSS, this was talked about this morning.
Yep.
261,000 to the buy side. Actually, you know what? There's something's not right. I don't have. Where is it?
Let's go to Brendan quickly, and then we can come
Brendan,
back. I think you had something to say.
I'm just going to mention, guys, coin. Just give me 1 sec. 1.6 billion to buy just came through there. Coin to the upside here on a bit of a spike. They just came out actually with a statement. So Coin making a statement. We are in a strong capital position. Our public audited financials confirm that, and we do not have a liquidity problem. That's from Coinbase. So a little bit of volume there on that. 1.6 to buy. That's a lie.
Okay. Whenever someone comes out and is like, trust me, bro, things like that. I don't know. We're going to wait on that one and see where we go on that. I want to give another big shout out. Thank you, True Trading Group, again, for those memberships as people eat them up right there. So, so here it is. This is why, man. You didn't have NASDAQ selected there, so all good on that. But Google with a nice little buy happening right now. Where's my 1 minute chart? Okay. Google with a buy. We'll see what else is happening right now. That's not really doing anything. Apple was a buy. Not doing anything. Meta was a sell. That might have created, oops, that's not Meta. That's Meta right there with a nice little sell side action. But these are the imbalances and not much happening. We did seek a little bit of revenge. So on Amazon, here it comes back down. We're 30 cents in the money. Again, man, we don't have, whoops, close that. We don't have as many positions on right now. We only have the Hood short and the Amazon short, but yeah, definitely paying out right there. Nice downside move here for Amazon. We've just been cashing it out. We only have 40% left of this trade. Now 30% left as we get a 40 bid right there. Hopefully we can come back down. But again, short has been disastrous. We got blown out. We're going to give money back on this trade. That's fine, but we'll end the day pretty good, man. Can't complain about where we are. We're at our goals, but we've given back some money. As you know, we did short that opportunity right there and lost. But let's see what Amazon does now. That market was a bid, like we said, about 1.6 billion to buy. So again, here are the imbalance locators, the imbalance locator. I don't know what VTRS is. Maybe it's a buyout or a delete coming out of the market right now. Not really moving, so VTRS is there. Wish. Wow, I was going to say, what is that stock doing right now? Down to the downside, but 67 cents. Yikes, it's been a while for that name. Intel, Google, Tesla. Ooh, Tesla catches a bid up to 191 again. All right, not so bad. I'm just going to watch Amazon now, 25 cents in the money. I'm going to take another piece out here at 50. There it is. We'll take one more piece out. Now we have un petit peu. Small piece left on Amazon. All right, Brendo, let's go Amazon. Tomorrow's another day. How are we looking?
Yeah, the market will be in focus with some of the results that come through tonight, but also some of these will be in focus. Monster earnings, guys, coming through.
Monster Energy not on there, but yeah, Monster earnings coming through again. Just adjusting my stop order. Wow, we had that. Oh, we didn't address that discussion there about what would you rather do, DWAC or AMC. I feel like that's a little foolish. We don't know exactly what you're talking about, options or not. I would say if you're going to go long, DWAC, the story there. Okay, let's talk about this first of all. Walt Disney, Upstart, AMC, Affirm, they're all there, man. Oxy's there as well. You got a little bit of oil action. You got Lucid in the morning. This is going to be crazy. This is all tonight, after the close. And then tomorrow morning, the logo that you like is over there. Canopy's in the building. Wendy's is there, which Wendy's might be at 52-week highs. I know McDonald's is. Other than that, not much tomorrow. Oh, I love the Roblox call. That should be interesting. We've seen Palantir and some of these other names that aren't making any money kind of, get real aggressive today and the past earnings days. But for me, I guess I'll be looking at Upstart there, and I really like Affirm as a possible short after their report tomorrow. But I'm not going to make any calls. I think that's a little bit disastrous to do said things. But thanks, Arun. It's been fun. Only 5 more minutes, my man.
Yep. Going back to the DWAC.
Well, you got the shopping list there? What were you doing?
No. I was just going to mark off
key levels and stuff. Yeah.
Just writing stuff down. In terms of your DWAC and your AMC thing, just my suggestion: flip a coin. Flip a coin. If you're going to throw money around like that, just flip a coin and let it be. However, let it be a 50-50 shot.
Ooh, there we go.
So that's that. And what is this? I've never seen this before. What is this?
Oh,
that's Ron Miller's.
Chat,
oh, that's still there. Damn. Okay,
we got the super chats in the building. What's up, Fahad? It's still on Arun's face as he continues to look. All right. Shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again. I just want to say one time, we are now out. Hit the siren alert there. We should have held some Amazon, but hey, guys, it came right back to the 50 period and we got out. So again, we were just short there, 73 or 4 or 5, and we just covered at 20. So, the mood changes a little bit for your boy here because we did have that short. So good, but we did spend some money going short. Hold it for the close, but the imbalances came out of buy. That was tough, man. That was tough to do that. Tough to hold that all the way to the bottom. We should have maybe done that. But just goes back to my old talk, like, if you want a level, sometimes you can get it, man. Right back to the 200 period there. Out of Amazon, good trade for me. Saved the day kind of there because I was upset. We did give some back. We might as well just get out of Hood now. Hood is what it is. Let's see, where did Square go? Okay, Square's are pretty good out there. Pretty happy with that. Starbucks out. I don't think we'll be happy with that. Nah, out right there at 92.60. Look at that bottom. So we've given you a couple good trades, man. Despite kind of screwing up that Amazon, we gave you Tesla shorts, which definitely paid off right there. Although that was at 1 o'clock. That was a good trade there. Square was a good trade into the close. Starbucks was a good trade into the close. Amazon, depending. Wow, Amazon, slapped a fail on yourself. Wow, we could have made $1 there. We could have made everything back and really had a good evening tonight. I'm going to have a good evening regardless, but there goes Amazon really down to the downside. Only 4, cancel. Wow, I have so many script orders. Cancel. All the script orders. We are now flat. We just got to get out of this hood with only a few minutes left. Was just seeing if it was going to take the low of the day. It doesn't look like it's going to do that. So what we'll do is just bid here at 75. Oh, you know what? Maybe just punch out. Let's see if we get a 75 bid. I don't know if we're going to get it. Look, there goes 75, 76. Let's just punch out at 77 there. There it is. Looks like we got a midpoint, but there it is. Out on Robinhood right there at 77 to end the day. What a successful day. We're not at our high, but we're pretty close to that. Good day overall. Happy with everything. Wow, Eli Lilly, still $366. Want to give a big thanks again for True Trading Group. Thanks for coming out, man. That was great. Thanks for the super chats, or for the 50 memberships there. Means a lot. Check out that link on the top of the chat as well. True Trading Group. Thanks for the sponsorships, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get some water.
I'm doing a quick update. At least I'm looking at the imbalances to see what the imbalances look like. They're starting to taper off. This is what happens when you don't have a market, like an indexing event. These imbalances come, they go. There's no real size that stays behind. The largest now is Ford, sell side, 807,000 shares. And I mean, 807,000 shares on a stock that looks like that is gonna, they're not going to do anything. It's already done nearly 50 million shares. 800,000 is not going to do anything to that book. So there's not a whole lot going on. Like you get a lot of action towards like, you know, the quad witching and the end of the month. And that's when you really get activity on these names, or at least on imbalance, on the imbalance locator and imbalance sizes. But midway through that, there really isn't a whole lot. So we just keep it up just in case. If you're in a position like I think Sean was, and Hood, if there was a Hood imbalance that was in the direction that he was playing in, I would just hold on and see how much more pressure it can be applied. But at the end of the day, if it's not an indexing event, you're not going to get a whole lot of action here. And I'm noticing that coin is actually making a nice move back above 50. Yeah.
Nice.
It's making a move back above 50 here.
You know, about like 20 minutes ago when I said that you should just put all $10,000 into AMC? Yeah, so that was about right here when I said that.
Oh, maybe he did. Maybe that's what caused it to go up.
Yeah, just playing around. We didn't give any recommendations as such. But yeah, AMC starting to go right back to the high of the day. I want to shout out to everybody. And the band hammer came out there. I want to say thank you. You're not going to be punished at all, Bears versus Bulls. I was just going to say thank you so much for punish. What the hell does that even mean? Thanks, Bears versus Bulls, for cleaning up the chat there. We try not to, whatever people's opinion is about religion, we just try to clean up the chat, period. That's it. So it's not, has nothing to do with anything. We don't want spamming of any kind. So shout out to Bears versus Bulls. And I saw Playmaker also. For some reason, Playmaker, I thought Playmaker banned somebody. How the hell did he get the right to do that? But yeah, thanks again for everybody again there. Thanks to Bears versus Bulls. What's up, Brankles? In the background over there. We'll see what's happening right now, but there goes AMC. Looks like it's starting already with only 20 seconds left. We're going to hit the countdown. You know who's on the bell. And it's funny because Tony was messaging me. He's like, have you seen the FTX coin, man? That thing's getting hammered. And he talked a little bit about it with me. But yeah, Tony, man, I hope your money's not in there. Give me a thumbs up or down if you own FTX. Thumbs up or down? Down, does it? 2 and 1. There it is. We are now closed. All right, good. Thank you, Tony, for that one. All right, good. I'm glad that that's not a crypto that Tony owns. What's up, guys, right there as the bell in focus, as the bell tolls for everyone. All right. Wow. I might have, funny thing is, you know, I do have my vocals a little weak, but I feel like I did a lot of talking today. It's been a great day for sure. I guess that's sort of par for the course with me, but wow, what a busy day. Thanks for all of the good talk there in the chat today. Thank you for all the support, man. And get ready, man. Locked and loaded for some of these earnings. Let's quickly go over to Brendan in case something comes out. How do we wind up today, my man?
Yeah, I think they're mostly 405, but here we go. Green board to show you to end the day. 0.57 there for the S&P, 1% for the Dow. Small caps, nicely strong as well. All three, Russell 1, 2, and 3,000 in positive territory. The NASDAQ composite and the 100 as well. What a wild ride. Crazy swings all day long.
Just a warm-up. Wait till tomorrow and wait till Thursday. You know, this is just a warm-up. If you guys now know what it looks like, how it's going to feel, warm it up a little bit, get prepared, and then, you know, you'll be ready to go tomorrow and definitely for Thursday. But tomorrow, we'll see how tomorrow turns out.
I was going to say, if anyone works for Mondelez right now, they own halls. You know, send some halls over here. You know, sponsor us up, man. We've been having some halls, been working out pretty good. Also, a big thanks to my wife who sent me to work with some honey packets today that were in good use in the morning, man. Definitely coating it up. But yeah, what a great day. I don't see anything hitting the wires yet. AMC continues to be pretty mild, not doing anything. So if it's going to be 405, that's going to be a little ways away. But yeah, I don't know if the midterms or anything is going to really affect the market too much tomorrow, but definitely a catalyst could be there. So we'll wait to see whether or not the Congress gets those. I think they were looking at 2 seats, maybe switching over to red. So we'll see if that does happen. But definitely CPI Thursday, man. Good luck. I know you'll be, well, hopefully we won't need you, but I know you'll be at home looking at that. Is that, oh, before we go, will you trade that number or you're still a levels guy on that day? If the momentum comes, it's a huge sell, the number's hotter than expected, do you jump in or you still wait for key levels?
I wait for key levels, but I don't wait for them to confirm. So it's not like I jump in just because the number is positive or negative. Okay. I'll trade them around key levels.
Okay, all right. Good, so Arun will be back with us no matter what on that day anyways to talk a little bit about futures, hopefully. And yeah, For all of us here at Trader TV Live, I want to give a big thank you to the Midday Madness boys, Sharif and Arun. Sharif and Prad, good show there. Obviously, Arun's on my mind. Thank you, Arun, today for sure. Thanks to Fahad, great job switching, and Lucas today as well. Thanks to Jeff Mendel for coming through earlier, talking all about OTC. And of course, Brendan, man, today was busy. The next couple could be just as spicy. So we'll look forward to that. Any closing words, Brendo?
Lucas was just telling me to buy the dip on Bitcoin, but I said, no thanks, pass.
I'll be TFD. I'll be buying some dips on these names. Don't worry, Lucas. I got you there. But yeah, I don't know if whatever we're buying it with is going to affect the market, but we'll sit there, trade some Bitcoin. It's going to be a fun one. Can any coin be trusted? We will find out later. For everybody here at Trader TV Live, thanks again for watching. For Arun, he's right there. Brendan's up there. I'm Sean, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Ciao, guys.